Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Twem, and today we are going to talk with Traci Lynn Cowan, a professional actress, a fitness coach, and TV slash radio slash podcast host. So many titles, right? I know. And I didn't even mention others. That's why we are going to have an interesting conversation today. So I'm waiting for her to join the chat so that I can invite her to join us. So she's ready. In any minute she will join us. Hi to everyone. Yeah, I know it's pretty late for people in Cyprus, and hopefully you guys can watch us later because I will post a recorded video on Instagram and YouTube as usual. Hey Hamed. Yes, here is Traci. Let me add her in the request. Hey Traci.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you. I'm good. What about you?
I am amazing. Happy Monday. It's actually Motivation Monday, but it's also Labor Day Monday, so a double bonus today.
Yeah, happy Monday to you too.
Thank you.
And you're in LA now, right?
I am. Absolutely.
So I heard the weather is very hot these days in LA.
If you can see the sweat on me right now, we're having a heat wave. So yesterday was 118 where I was after church, and it was extremely hot. Today's about 100. So, but it's good. You get off that extra water weight that we don't want on our bodies.
But I guess you got used to it, right? Or no?
Yes, I like it. I actually like it. I come from Canada originally, so this is this is nice for me. I love it. I wouldn't complain about the heat rather than the rain that I used to have.
You were born in Canada, but at which age you moved to the US?
I've been here for almost 7 years. In December, it'll be my 7-year anniversary in LA.
Oh, I see. So for a long time you've been living in Canada, in Vancouver, right?
Born in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Yes, good guess. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that's great. So Traci, would you please briefly tell us about yourself and your career?
Absolutely. So my name is Traci Lynn Cowan. People know me by TLC Unleashed or Coach TLC. I've been in the health and wellness fitness expert industry for actually 3 decades now. So I've been in it for a long time, and I absolutely love coaching. I played sports back home, professional sports. I was in soccer and baseball. I played volleyball. I did track and field. So I pretty much was an athlete, kind of straight out of the womb. As I was born, I was like 2 years old. I love sports. I was the tomboy, the jock. Sports were my main focus for many years until I discovered boys at about 14 or 16. I became a young mom at 20 years old. So I have an older son now who's in university, just got his master's in kinesiology, and super proud of that. So I've always had a passion for helping people just not only achieve their goals, but really just create a better lifestyle for themselves. I came from a pretty hard background of addictions and mental health and depression, and I was raised in abusive homes. So what happened is I ended up emulating that into my own life and my personal life, and I'm a survivor of domestic violence. And so I really reached within myself to find out what I could do to not only save myself, but to save other people. So what I've done is I've created a platform for myself where I'm able to give back and help other women and children. So what I've done is I've joined and partnered up with my sensei and my best friend, Jennifer Silverstein, who has taken me under her wing and just been an angel to me and taught me how to basically not only fight back and protect myself, but also be aware and to help other women and children, especially in this day and age of what we're going through. So I love what I do. I honestly get up in the morning and I am excited to do what I do, because when I change a person's life, it is not only helping them, but it's also helping me. So it keeps me focused. It keeps me aligned on my goals and what I want to do in life. So health and wellness is super important to me. I pretty much exercise or train about 4 to 5 hours a day. That's not normal to most people, but to me it is. And I absolutely love it. So.
Yeah, that's really inspiring for many people, and it's wonderful what you are doing for other people as well.
Thank you.
And I also noticed that you're interviewing superstars and celebrities.
I am actually, I have my own entertainment company. So it's called Hollywood Vibe Sports and Life. And then my own podcast, it's called Life Unleashed with TLC. And I've been doing that for actually almost 6 years now. So straight when I got to LA, I really just was at the right place at the right time. And I had my own show. I've been on LA Talk Radio. I've had my own show on the Power of Voices. And I decided to take my show on the road because I'm not really one to be stuck in one spot. So I wanted to just go and interview celebrities on the red carpet. So I've been doing that for years. And I've met some amazing people. I've heard some remarkable stories. And just, I mean, as you know, when you interview people, you learn so much about the human spirit and what really makes people tick and what really is their why. And so I've had a really good time with that. My show is actually just relaunched. So you're going to hear a lot more. I'm going to be on YouTube for now. And then I've got some surprises coming up as well with my own show. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you about the learning part because my main job is that I'm a university professor. I'm far away from entertainment industry. I started it as a hobby, but when I started it, then I understand I am learning a lot from people, as you mentioned, and it was amazing. I cannot stop now.
I know, you get addicted to it. It's a good addiction to have, mind you. So,
Yeah.
well, I commend you for what you do. Obviously, a very intelligent man and giving people the opportunity. And I wanted to thank you for having the opportunity to have me speak today. Because it's great to learn about people, but it's also great to carry our message of our experience and our strength and our hope. Especially at times like these, because I know a lot of people are hurting, and I'm not, opening up my heart just to only children and women, but I also open up my heart to men, as I know, domestic violence and mental health and addictions and things like that also happen to men. So, I'm very mindful of that. And what I do isn't because, I'm not a man hater. I'm not anything like this. And people may think it like that, but it's actually not that at all. We help whoever we can help, and we raise awareness, because not only women, it's not domestic violence situations, but it's also on the street, protests, rioting, and all these things right now. And people are getting beaten and killed. And it's about, really preparing ourselves for what's going on out there, because there's a war on around us, and we can never be prepared for this unless, we train not only our bodies and keep ourselves healthy, but it's also our mindset. Because people don't honestly realize, they think that it can't happen to them, but it can happen to you. I was also beaten up by quite a few girls when I was in high school. It was terrifying, and I was beaten to a pulp, literally. And, this happens. This is real life. And that's why I share my story, because people are like, oh no, I'm aware of my surroundings, but then you hear about these girls jogging in the park with their earphones in, and they don't know, they don't really know any better. They're just going for a jog, but there's predators out there, and we're just teaching, people to be aware.
Yeah, that's really great that you are sharing this stuff, because people really need to know about it. And I'm glad that you mentioned that you are also educating men about this, because we are educating society, not just a specific part of the society, and that's right.
Absolutely. And look at guys out there and young boys and things like that, and with human trafficking. And I know it's a subject people don't want to talk about, but I'm actually going to be having my podcast. I'm going to be having someone on there this week that's going to be a very heavy podcast, and we can talk about that after the show as well. But it's one of those things. It's just like we're waking up. Certain people are waking up right now, and we have to, because we have tough times ahead of us, and there's no, it's not a normal thing, and it's not really a new normal, because unless you want to say it's a new normal, and what I mean by that is we can adapt and we can go with the change and the flow of life, but if we're prepared, and just as soldiers prepare for war, I mean, I know that may sound a bit harsh to normal society, but we're actually preparing for war right now. So again, having your body and your mind right, because you don't want to be sitting at home drinking a bottle of whiskey, and all of a sudden there's a riot in your area and people storm into your home. I mean, there's just little things like this that we have to think about, so that we're always prepared, and we can protect our families and our loved ones as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And getting back to the interviewing celebrities, which one was the most interesting for you? I know it's very hard to choose one, but
Ooh.
what do you think? Which one comes to your mind first?
Wow. You know what? Oh, that is a really tough one, because there's so many aspects of interviews. I'm going to have to say one of my friends, Jesse Sink. Jesse Sink is his nickname, I guess you could say, is Bionic Jesse. Jesse was electrocuted on top of a subway after being roofied at 19 years old. He was a professional model back in New York, and he was electrocuted. And basically what happened is he was roofied. He didn't know, and he walked down to the subway, climbed on top. When he woke up, he grabbed a wire. It electrocuted him. He ran down the track, was electrocuted again. He lost his arm, and he was in a coma for months and months. And this guy has turned his life around, become a bodybuilder. I mean, you may not think of celebrity, but he is a celebrity in my eyes, because to be able to go through something like that and turn your life around and be able to become a bodybuilder and a fitness model again, and things like that, he's really inspired me and really breathed hope back into my life. So I would say, because he's a hero to me, so I would say Jesse Sink. I've interviewed a lot of celebrities, and they're always great stories. Johnny Depp I really like, because he's very interesting. I interviewed him on the red carpet at the Santa Barbara Film Festival a few years ago. Very interesting man. And I just really liked his depth to him too. He's very secretive, almost like a kind of mysterious like that, but he is very humble, and I really liked his energy, and I really liked his nature. He spoke to me for a few minutes. He wouldn't give anybody else an interview, so I was really impressed by that. My friends all said it was because I was a beautiful woman, but I like to think otherwise.
Yeah, I actually got introduced to you through Tani McClure. The first time I saw you was the interview that you had with her, because we will have a interview in the future, and that's why I wanted to know more about Tani. And then I saw you, and I understood, yeah, you're doing amazing job, so I should for sure contact with you.
I appreciate that, and she's amazing. She's an amazing woman, and like I say, you can't pick everybody. I really like real life stories of people that are heroes, and she's a beautiful person, not only on the inside, she's a beautiful person on the outside too, obviously, and she's done remarkable work. I really admire and respect actors and actresses as well. It wasn't something that I ever thought I was even going to do. This, young girl, this jock that came from Canada, and all of a sudden people are like, well, why don't you be an actress? And I was like, I don't really know how to do that. And they were like, you'd be great at it. So I got casted for a few roles. I did a few movies last year, and I was in a film with Luke Goss just recently, action movie, and Joss Gomez. We did It Takes a Team of Two, which was really fun. I've done a lot of movies back home in Canada, working with The Rock and some pretty significant actors. So it's been really fun. I like fighting and beating up people on camera for fun. It's amazing.
So you mostly choose action movies for your role, right?
Yeah, you know what? I can do other movies and stuff like that, and I have done them in the past. I did a lot of TV series, but I really like the action. Obviously, I apply my skills in my martial arts and my self-defense and stuff like that in there. So it's fun. It's empowering, and I love how we've brought women onto film lately and really empowered them. And my motto is about self-empowerment and also empowerment for women. again, you know, it's not to take away from men, but I praise you guys for allowing us to come in and, you know, step up to where you guys are as well. So I really commend men for how they've allowed us women to, you know, be on top and be a force to reckon with as well. So, you know, you guys are great. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've got to actually, I just wrote my first short film. It's called Stay Safe, and I'm going to be one of the lead actresses in it, and you're going to see some amazing cast in this movie. And my charity event's coming up at the end of this year in December, called Life Angels, and we give back to help the homeless as well as survivor of domestic violence and children of abusive homes and domestic violence. So we've got a lot of good things coming up, and it's super exciting for this year. I mean, it's 2020 and we don't really like this year. I know a lot of us. I didn't like it for a couple months, let me tell you. I went through a rough patch too, but I think it's just about your perspective, and it goes back to mindset again, and it also goes back to discipline. As an athlete, I learned discipline at a very young age, but we really need to practice discipline in all our affairs in order to be successful. And I think, you know, with the current times, what we need to do is just think about the things that you are grateful for and the things you do have rather than what you lack. And that's my mindset getting up every morning. You know, thank you for the beautiful weather. Thank you for the food in my fridge. Thank you for a roof over my head. You know, what are you grateful for? Because when we start thinking about all the things we're not grateful for, that's when we start getting into that, you know, rock bottom phase. So, you know, that's
And do you do something new during this COVID time that you didn't do before?
I've done everything new. It's crazy because, you know, what I really love is it's actually pushed me into self-discovery. So what I mean by that is I've spent a lot more time by myself, which I'm a very big extrovert, obviously. And so I love being around people. It fills me up. You know, I love being out and doing things. And here's my Canadian out and about. But I've been meditating and praying a lot more, and doing workouts at home, doing workouts in the park, hiking every day. You know, those are things that I was doing before, but what I've been doing is putting my phone down and really connecting with people. So when I am with people now, I really give that ability and that time and that respect to them. And I've really learned a lot of respect, I think, just really valuing time, because we are not promised tomorrow. And I've really, really learned that. And I love it. I mean, I'm finding things to do, and we've got our self-defense classes and fitness classes we're doing on Wednesdays with guys and girls, and it's brought out, you know, girls that are as young as 10, and, you know, guys, people that are older, like 60s, 70s. So, I mean, what better way to just join together? I know a lot of people are talking about, you know, wearing the masks and things like that, but we're doing our social distancing and we're doing our part to stay safe and stay healthy, and just being with our core group of people right now. So
yeah, it's great that the way that we move on through this.
yeah.
And as you said, we should focus on the positive parts. There are new things that we can do even during this time. Unfortunately, after it's all gone, we appreciate our life even more than before.
Exactly. You know what? Get out in nature. That's the biggest thing. You know, I've really become close with nature even more so, just being more in tune to the sound, especially when I went through a phase of feeling really lonely. And I did. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was really hard for me. I was struggling with anxiety for a few months. And because I didn't like being confined and told I couldn't leave the house. And there was riots going on around me. I got stuck in a little mini riot here in LA in my car, and it was probably one of the most terrifying things I've ever been through. I literally just prayed that I wouldn't die in that spot and in that way. And you know, I've been listening to the birds and the trees and just the sound of the wind. I mean, I know it may sound completely crazy, but you know, I heard from a wise man years ago when I was in counseling when I was younger. He always said, you're never alone. Just step outside the door, close your eyes for a second, and just really like hear everything going on around you, and you'll realize you're not alone. So for all those people that are struggling out there right now with, you know, feeling desperate and alone and struggling with, you know, maybe it's eating disorders, maybe it's depression, maybe it's being in an abusive home, the best advice that I could give to everybody out there is that know you're not alone and reach out to people. Even if it's a face-to-face conversation, just seeing someone smile on the other end, or seeing someone hear you and listen to you, you know, a virtual hug, whatever you can do. But be open, be vocal, because that was my biggest mistake when I was going through the abuse and stuff with my ex-husband, is that I didn't tell anybody about it. I was ashamed and embarrassed, and I just hit such a low that I just really, you know, held back from everybody. So talk about your stuff, talk about how you're feeling, write, journal, get it all out, because it's poison when it's inside, but when you release it, that's when you're free of your poison, and it's not, you know, producing toxins in your body. And I am affirmations are also great. I am grateful. I am blessed. I am healthy. I am happy. I am loved. I am lovable. I mean, it's the power of our words are so strong. I can't tell you guys enough. It's saved my life literally at the worst times in my entire life.
Yeah, as you said, we shouldn't gather this negative feeling inside us. Whenever something happens which we don't like, it brings us negativity, we should just tell and share about it,
Yeah.
so that we see, well, how we can deal with it and then
Yeah,
move on. Yes,
absolutely.
you're right.
So, since I'm such an interviewer, I want to ask you the same question. What are you doing right now in this time to really just not only better yourself, but just keep yourself healthy and active, body, mind, and spirit?
Yeah, as I told you, I'm a university professor, and these days we are teaching online. So we shifted to online education. But this brought me this chance that I have more free time. And
Right.
because of that, I could have started these interviews.
Uh,
And it really changed my life during the last 2 months.
yeah.
And but beside that, I cannot go to the gym. I usually play tennis once a week. I'm continuing that, fortunately, because this is an outdoor activity.
Yeah.
But I'm just lifting weights at home.
Good.
But I really miss gym for sure.
Yeah, well, the camaraderie too. But you can get a great workout at home, and that's the thing too, because people just tend to give up. So that's good that you're still doing that and staying active. Um, you know, do a Zoom workout or do an Instagram workout with our FaceTime workout with somebody, and then you have a partner. I mean, I'm doing it with clients, so I get rewarded by that, having that. But if you guys, you know, set up a time with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your friends, and say, hey, 1 o'clock today. Because if you keep your partner or your friend accountable, then they're going to do it with you. 1 o'clock today, you guys get ready. We're going to do workout together. I'll FaceTime you. Just prop it up, the camera up like this. You go buy a couple 5-pound weights and, you know, go to wherever your sports store out there that's open and just do a workout together. Get out in the park. You know, I mean, we can work out anywhere. That's the beauty of it. So I've got my TRX suspension trainer that I hook up to the trees, and I mean, it's amazing. So no excuses, guys. I know we can find excuses anytime, any place in life, but this is like the time. This is actually, I mean, it's a blessing in disguise, because I've never had as much time as I've had now to do the things I wanted to do. I finished my book. I finished writing a movie. I didn't even know I could write a movie, but you know, I just had so much time to actually like be creative and get the flow down of writing on paper. And it was like, wow, where did that come from? You know, but I gave my time, allowed myself and gave myself permission to slow down and go, okay, you know what? If I want to have a nap in the middle of the day, it's not, you know, because I'm super old or anything. I'm just like, I want to have a nap in the middle of the day. This is great. I'm rewarding myself. So reward yourself at this time, and don't look at it as a negative thing, and just, you know, just keep moving forward, because this is gonna be over eventually, and we're gonna adapt and we're gonna change and we're gonna make our lives even better than they were before. There's power of choice.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And I wanted to also ask you, what's the most challenging part about being a fitness coach?
The most challenging part about being a fitness coach is when somebody doesn't want it as bad as you want their results. So I was just having this conversation yesterday. It's really tough because I've been doing this for so long. So, you know, I I produce champions, I produce winners, and what I mean, not only just in bodybuilding or sports and, you know, my athletes and my celebrities that I coach and train, but I want somebody to want it so bad. They're like, Trace, I can't wait. Okay, how many days a week do you have? Can I come? Like, and they're just like, how do you think I'm doing? You know, I just want somebody hungry and eager for it. And not everybody has my appetite for success and you know, that winning like mentality. So, you know, I just want, that's my biggest challenge, because I go, you know, I want you to do so well, and I want you to feel good in your own skin. So that is the biggest challenge for me, is people not wanting to succeed as bad as I want them to succeed. Because you can't teach that. You can't coach that. They have to want it. And you probably know, as a professor, I mean, it's the same thing. If you have a student in there that's sitting in the back and writing and texting and totally not engaged, they have no interest at all, and you know it's for their better good. You're not doing that for you, you're doing it for them. I mean, it's your career, but you want to see people do well. You know, you're like, Johnny in the back, you know, pay attention. You're like, if you just paid attention, you know, this could really excel and propel your life into a greater life. And you know that because we see beyond that, you know. And so I think that's my biggest challenge. You know, I want to see everybody do amazing, and I want everyone to be healthy and happy and abundant.
Yeah, I totally get that, as you mentioned, because of that reason. But I think in your case, it's even worse because my students, some of them are just coming to the classes to reach that certification, and that's it. And they don't care about learning. But in your case, they are coming to the gym so that they can be their best. But how come that they are not doing their best? That's why you...
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, I mean, you can have someone like telling his wife, like, hey, you need to go see Traci Lynn because she's going to train you. And maybe the wife is a bit overweight and she's feeling insecure and not happy with where she's at. And now you've got a husband pushing the wife to do something that she's, you know, kind of maybe feeling insecure about this. And now you've got me, and I'm like all amped up and excited, and I'm thinking about it as an opportunity. And she's like, I don't really want to do this, and I don't really like that you're forcing me to kind of do this. So people are kind of put into different situations. So it's not always like, hey, I'm going to hire a coach and a trainer and a life coach because, you know, just for the heck of it, you know. So there's all different situations. So it just really depends on the client and stuff like that. For the most part, I have a lot of pro athletes and I have a lot of celebrities. Obviously right now that is not happening. So I've just turned it around and I'm like, okay, well, I'll teach fitness and I'll teach self-defense with my partner, Jennifer Silverstein. And we're doing our kick butt combat classes. And that's super rewarding to me because people are learning and they're like, oh, wow, I never even thought of that. And it's like, it's so exciting to see somebody learn something for the first time. Yeah. You know, it's really exciting. So I'm blessed about that.
And you said that you have been living in the US since 7 years ago. What would you say is the significant difference between the culture between Canada and the US?
Well, it's quite a bit. So, you know, being politically correct and saying my answer is, when I first came to LA, it wasn't really that much of a shock because I was actually in a marriage. So I was kind of coddled from a lot of things and I wasn't, you know, exposed to a lot of things as a single woman. So it's very fast paced. It's a lot of people are basically, they'll climb over top of you to get to where they want to be. Canadians are known for being really nice. I think I like to think of myself as a very nice person. So maybe the morals and values are a little different. It's a very, very fast pace. And, you know, I refer to it as it was kind of like swimming with the sharks when I first got here, because there's so many talented people and so many beautiful people here and so many people that can sing and dance and be a model and do this and do that. I was like, how can these people be so talented? So for me, I was like, oh, I really have to step up my game. So you know, it's very, there's like a lot of people that are talented here. So, you know, and a lot of really great people too. So it's been a challenge just with, you know, making friends and stuff like that. You know, because I had my cushy little life back home in Canada. I had all my friends and businesses and everything was, I mean, it was perfect. You know, so now it's like, I came in here and it really opened my eyes. And when I go home, everybody, you know, teases me. They're like, "What's up, Hollywood? You know, how you doing? And you know, you've changed so much." And I always ask, I hope it's for the better, you know. But I'm a lot more, I'm a lot tougher than I was before I got here, definitely. And I'm a lot more aware. And I've learned a lot from people because people are strong here, very strong. And so it's a different, definitely a different culture.
Yeah, and I agree with you that most of people in Canada, they are very nice, because when we're communicating with immigrants especially, they say very good things about people in Canada, and they say they are hospitable and they
Yeah.
feel like they're home right away. And this is
Uh,
wonderful because it doesn't happen in most of the countries, that when you go there, you feel like home. And that's really wonderful. I think it's because of people in Canada.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And also for the record too, I mean, Americans are great as well. And I
Of
mean, I
course.
felt really great at home here. And this is my home now. I couldn't ever go back to Canada to live just because this is, I love it here. And I have so many amazing people in my life. And it's really just leveled up my game. I felt like I hit a ceiling and I couldn't go any higher when I was in Canada. And I really got bored of it and it wasn't challenging me anymore. So coming to America was my chance to level up. And that's why I really appreciate the strong people and the leaders out here, because they have, you know, put the fire under me to go, hey, you got to do a little better than that.
Yeah, and you moved, I think, to the right place in LA. It's very challenging, as you mentioned. And you
Yeah.
know, these interviews that I started, I meant this to be international. I'm trying to interview people around the world, but most of the people happen to be in LA, most of talented people.
They
So
are. That's what I mean. It was just, that's what I couldn't believe. I go, how can people be so talented? How can you do 15 different things and be good at all of them? That's why people always ask me, they're like, why do you do so many things? And I said, because, well, I can. First of all, I'm blessed to be able to do more than one thing and be successful at it. So, but I've really learned and emulated what they've been doing here, because it is just, you know, it's just how you organize yourself and prioritize yourself. And people out here are sharp. They're very sharp. And you know, it's good. And they say if you can live and survive, I want to say survive, I survived LA. I need to get a t-shirt made. If you can live and survive in LA and for over 5 years, then you can pretty much survive anywhere.
yeah, and
So
I like people from LA. They push you in many aspects, as you mentioned. They don't let you to be one-dimensional person.
yeah,
In
exactly. And even in the experiences that are challenging that I've had with people and places and things out here is also been great, because it's been a really good lesson. And go, okay, I won't do that again. And what did I learn from this? And what did I take away? What's my takeaway from this? What was my part, and how could I do better? And you know, trusting people, trusting certain people. Not, I'm not just talking about men, I'm talking about women as well. I'm talking about business, I'm talking about all these things, friendships. And it's taught me a lot. And so now I see it before it happens. Thank goodness. It took me a while, maybe a slow learner on that aspect, but I think that's the trust factor that comes from, you know, being from Canada and being like, oh, you know, everybody means well, but you know, you can go anywhere in the world and it's going to happen. It doesn't mean it's in America. You know, it's just, it's life, and that's it. So, you know, it sharpened me and made me a lot wiser, and made me more cautious as well.
Yeah, and by the way, have you watched the TV series Spartacus?
I have not. I have
Really?
not.
Because
Yes.
that series, I really felt that you belong there.
Uh, thank you.
Unfortunately, it finished. They already
Yeah.
finished the fourth season many years ago. But
Yeah.
really, you belong there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I like to think of myself as a life angel and also a life warrior. You know, I'm very blessed to still be alive. There's been many cases in my life where I've made some poor choices, and I've also been in situations that, you know, could have turned out very ugly. But you know, that's what's put me, you know, like my warrior armor on, and that's what makes me me. And I really appreciate that part about myself. So I like being a warrior. You know, there's the gentle side of me, and then there's the strong side as well. So it's nice having that soft and you know, tough side as well. So I definitely appreciate that. I always loved Xena, the Princess Warrior, and all these strong women and Wonder Woman and so yeah, on the big screen, I'm sure that's going to definitely happen for me. It's in my vision. It's on my vision board. So I'm going to give it a couple years, and you'll definitely see me in something like that.
Yeah, and what is very attractive about you is that you are strong physically and mentally, and because of the maybe the experiences that you had, that it made you such a person that you are, which is very attractive for.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, it's just I am like I say, I'm blessed, and it's not about being lucky, because it's not about luck. Luck is when you win the lottery or things like that, and that also comes with other things that you probably don't want. So again, just, you know, waking up every morning and saying, what am I grateful for? And that is what's kept me, you know, disciplined and alive, and just so healthy. You know, when we're connected, body, mind, and spirit, and I know I mentioned it briefly earlier, that's when we're succeeding. You know, there's a definition of rich in other people's minds, you know, financially rich in life. And I'm definitely, you know, still working on the financial part of richness, but that's not what's important to me. It's the richness in body, mind, and spirit, because when those are all connected and we're balanced like that, that is where there's true success, and nobody can take that away from you. It doesn't matter who they are or what their situation is. If you have that and you're connected to source and whatever your higher power is or whatever you believe in, I believe in God. And, you know, it's about being connected and having that balance. That's why it's great. You have to take care of yourself too. You know, people are always putting their families first or other people, but it's not about being selfish, but it's about being selfless and selfish for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And Traci, let's do something fun. We have a challenge in our page named Crazy Eyebrow. We try pull one eyebrow up, one down. Can you do that?
Oh my goodness, hold on. Can I touch it and do it?
No, it doesn't count.
Oh my goodness, I don't think I can do that. You know, people always told me, because I wanted to be super sexy and give it like that little wink and that eyebrow up, and people, when I was reading scripts and movies, and they're like, how come you can't do that? I was like, I'm not coordinated like that. Yeah.
Maybe you don't even need that. That's for us. We need those special gestures.
See it again. I want to see that again. You know, I'm going to be practicing. I love it. I'm going to be practicing that in the mirror because I'm super competitive. So give me a week and I'll come back to you, and you can.
You're a warrior. I know you can do it.
I have faith, but I just need to practice.
Yeah. Traci, by the way, have you ever been in Cyprus before?
In Cyprus?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Cyprus far away from Canada and the US, but
yeah,
it's really such a lovely island, and I really recommend many people at least to visit here as a tourist.
Yeah, that's where you're from?
Actually, I was born and raised in Iran, and since 11 years ago, I moved to Cyprus.
Tell me what's so beautiful about it that's so attractive that you love it and love being there.
About the nature, because I'm not a nature lover, unfortunately. But many people love it here because of the seasides. It's very calm. And what I love about here is the chance that people here are given to me, in academia especially. And people here, speaking of hospitable people, Cypriots are very hospitable too. And the reason I started these interviews was related to giving something in return to Cypriots. because I'm trying to make international events happening here. For example, I want to have more movie festivals here,
Yeah.
or diverse concerts here. So this
Okay.
is what I'm trying to do in return, because I owe it to these guys since 11 years ago.
I love that. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you send me some information on it? Because I'm an information junkie. I love information so I can read up on it and educate myself. And then what we'll do is I'm going to get you on my podcast, Life Unleashed with TLC, and then we can talk about it, and then I can extend that to my viewers as well.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I would love
Yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for reaching out. I mean, it's nice to talk to other people, and I appreciate you giving me your time.
Thank you for your time, indeed, Tracy. It was very lovely talking with you today.
Thank
And
you.
I
How do I
also,
share this? Are you going to have this on your IGTV, or will I
yes,
be able
I'm
to
going
share
to
this?
save it there, and also I'm going to post it on YouTube. I will share you the links for sure, so that people can watch the
Beautiful.
recorded one.
Good. And I know I'll practice my eyebrow for everybody. So next
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yes.
and I'm going to get one for you. So be prepared.
Okay.
Probably won't be the eyebrow, but we'll figure something out.
This is all my talent, just about the eyebrow.
See?
But
There
let's
you
see.
go. I'm getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you
Tracy,
so
thanks a
much.
lot. Thanks a lot for your
Everybody.
time. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Have a
Thank
wonderful time, and I wish you luck in your podcast, in your all your projects, either in the
Thank
sport,
you.
in your charity, everything.
Thank you. And also, too, if you guys don't mind, please, if you can vote for me on Traci Lynn Cowan on Facebook. I'm in Miss Health and Fitness Contest 2020 right now, and I'm actually in the quarterfinals. I'm almost there. So if you guys don't mind voting for me, this is great. I'm going to put some of the money towards proceeds to charity. So for domestic violence for children and women. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, let's make Tracy +1 there. We will
Yeah.
do our best.
Thanks, guys. Stay healthy and happy, okay? And we'll talk to you soon.
See you, Tracy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.